Namaste Swamiji. Gurureva gatihi, gurumeva bhaje, gurunaiva sahasmi, namo gurave, na guru paramam. It is audible? Okay. Gurureva gatihi, gurumeva bhaje, gurunaiva sahasmi, namo gurave, na guru paramam, sisurasmi guroho, matirasti gurau, mamapahi guru. It is one of the beautiful sloka. In this sloka, Guru Sabdasya, Pratama Purushasya, Ekavachanam, all the things are coming. 7 vibhaktis are shown in this one sloka itself. Okay. Now, this Amrita Bindu Upanishad and Swaswarupa Santanushtagam, both are interconnected subjects, beautifully interconnected subject. And in this, both the subject, Ekasara Nitya Satyam, Atma is very much low. Ekasara Nitya Satya Atma is very much beautifully explained. And outside it was raining, Amrita Varshini, and Andar Meto, Amrita Bindu Varshani. Guruji, from the day one, totally concentrating how to impart the knowledge to each and one of us. Beautifully explained. And one thing, it was very much catchy was Shobhanadhyasa. For our peace, security and happiness, depending on the situation and object and people, should not be there. And that concept was beautifully handled by Guruji. Really, we are blessed. And thank you, Guruji. Namaskara.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I wish to give my thoughts on 3 aspects. One, the meditation sessions which Swamiji conducted first. And of course, all of us know that Puji Swamiji's very famous quote, all that is here is only Ishvara. And Swamiji in the meditation session expanded on that. I should say that is a Maha Vakya. And the initiation into the meditation, he repeatedly was telling every day, I am blessed to have the time, mind and opportunity to do meditation. So that was really a very impressive way to start the meditation process. And one more clarity I received during this camp, why we are asked to observe, be aware of the silence between chanting of the mantras 2 times. Swamiji was explained that the mind, if it left alone even for a moment, will go externally. And to ensure that it remains in the state, so we need to give some work to the mind to say that be aware of the silence between. That was also nice, this thing. And another aspect Swamiji talked about is the order of Ishvara. He said in the order, I accept everything, I accept everybody. So, Akam Bhavami Sthane. That was a very touching exposition. And one more aspect is the 2-step response. Instead of reacting, first a Jiva step, that I try to see the order of Ishvara. I bring in Ishvara into the aspect when somebody shouts at me or hurts me. I try to look at from his perspective and say that given your background, I understand that this is the way you would have reacted. So I accept that. That is also in order. So then once I bring in Ishvara into the picture, then I don't react. I try to act, saying that We will talk to you first. After some time, we will discuss about this. That's a wonderful practical way of handling very threatening and very conflicting situations when we bring in Ishvara into the whole perspective. It's nice. And in a very lighter humor, like Pujya Swamiji, I was blessed to attend some Vedanta camps of Pujya Swamiji in Rishikesh in 2015 in March. So, and I also listened to, like most of us here, Pujya Swamiji's classes on audios at home. So, one very outstanding feature of Pujya Swamiji is his sense of humor, enormous humor he makes. And I could honestly, this is my opinion, that I could see Pujya Swamiji and Swamiji here, that the sense of humor he has brought in is amazing. So it made our, some people would have felt, some starters would have felt that this is a dry subject or it is theoretical something. But the way Swamiji handled the whole Upanishad as well as Svatma Anusantanam is par excellence. Some of things which I just want to give as a sample. Since we are most of us are returning by train, so my thoughts were on the train Drishtanta what Swamiji was telling. Two things. One is, in a train journey, the level of communication between co-passengers is inversely proportional to the class of travel. That was really a wonderful things. And then he was telling that once Guru and Shastra is a means to achieve our end of moksha, freedom, we should not get stuck to the Guru or Shastra. At some point, once you feel that you have reached your destination, you have to get down at the station. You should get in, grow and grow out. I was telling a person was traveling by AC first class coach, cozy journey. So even after reaching the destination, he refused to get down and say that it's a beautiful journey, I want to go, again purchase the ticket and go here and forth. Keeps on traveling, never reaches the destination. So these two train examples came to my mind. It was nice. And one more very humoristic comment was, it is said in the Shastra that if one person has got more punyam to go through in a particular birth. If it is high, punyam is higher, he will go to higher lokas. If it is less punya or more papa, he will go to the lower lokas as take a body. If it is almost 50-50, he will take a human janma. He was telling that all human beings are middle class people. So that was also a very nice. And two Drishtantas, which is Swamiji, I have not heard or studied about this from any of my other Shravanams. The comparison of jalebi making to Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam, Swamiji, it is really wonderful, excellent of this. So he was telling about the pan also. Once you cook, put it in the pan. If you take it halfway, it will not be cooked fully. And if you keep on keeping in the pan fire, it will be overcooked and it will be large. So you have to know when to take out the jalebi. And after taking out at the appropriate time from the pan, you have to put it in the sugar syrup. That is Nidityasanam. So that was very fantastic for me. Anantakodi namaskarams to you on that. And lastly, I was so much, bewildered by the beautiful drishtanta I gave for ghee. Swamiji, honestly, I was also, wondering why they called as a clarified butter for a purified butter. So once you gave the clarity, that I know that why it is called clarified butter. Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah. Pranam Swamiji, good afternoon to all. I am from Chennai. If at all we need a place like this in Chennai, it is only Raj Bhavan, where the plays or the peacocks or the deer. But two things will be missing there. One is Swamiji and second is the climate. Peacock is there in Raj Bhavan, deer is there. So such a fantastic place, number one. When I came first time, some 3 months back, normally human tendency is to, something you see, you will see some gaps. Here, I couldn't find any gaps. Everything was perfect. I was only wondering, what is this? Will Surga will be like this only. So that when I was making myself introduction, I just said that I have come back to this Surgam because I felt that. That is about the institution. Then in multinational companies, normally everybody work very much on culture because developing a culture is very, 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 very important. Like, so I saw that culture working much more here. I'll give some small examples. See, when I have some small doubts, then I will go to Karanji and ask. He will tell me saying, this is what Swamiji tells us. He will never say, this is what it is. Then last time when I was here, Swamiji asked me to do some small recording. Then I went to, he said, you tell Srinivasan. Srinivasan is the person who is doing the recording. I came to him and told that Swamiji told. But it took 3 days. He said, without me going to Swamiji and he telling me to record, I will not be able to do that. So I was wondering, then finally he talked to Swamiji and got it done. Then morning I was having breakfast. So there was nice uttapam and chutney was there. Then I was sitting, then Ayyappan came. Ayyappan is not my close friend and all. He said, sir, there is chili powder and oil. Why don't you take it? I was really, oh my God. See, he wanted me to taste that also, enjoy that also. And there are many things. Last thing is that yesterday I am staying in SQ, students' quarter. Morning when I came out, there was a puncture and some water was coming out in a big way. Then I was only wondering, like, then I came, there was one laborer standing there. I told him, this is what is the issue. Will you be able to take care or should I go and tell someone else? He said, no, Swami, you just leave it. I'll take care. So when I went back after 15 minutes, that was not there. Meaning at least he went and closed it or whatever it is. So I was only wondering, we used to have big HR departments and so many trainings for getting the culture in. Somehow Swamiji, this ashramam has got the culture. And finally on takeaways, as Swamiji was saying, so studying, okay, so we were learning physics, chemistry, whatever it is, just for some marks, that's all. Even engineering also, okay, you just read, because you don't know where will you go, what will you do, nothing. And when you go to the management institutions, you know finally you are going to be in management, so you have to, then whenever you finish a management course, you will have a lot of stake with you. You know, this is what I have learned, this is what I am supposed to do. Same thing here also. Literally same thing here also. See, I was very much impressed in my young age with Maslow's theory of hierarchy. Many of you will be knowing. So that talks about self-realization, certain stage. The only self-realization I was knowing was about Buddha. So I was working on, the very first day Swami said, self-realization is your inner growing. I got the realization on what is self-realization first, right? I was very much satisfied about that. And second is that, second after Buddha, then, there is Tiruvannamalai near to Chennai, Ramana Bhagavan. Who am I? So I went and stayed for 3 days. Then I was only thinking, if I know that, then I should have come here. Because that final clarity of who am I was not there. Okay. Again, the biggest problem is ego problem. So if somebody is asking me, sir, what do you do? I'll start, here I studied, then I worked in a Honda company, then I saw my own business. I'll come up to that. But today, after listening from Swamiji, then I told my friend, if somebody is going to ask me what am I going to do, I'm going to say that I'm retired. That's all. Because no need to say, unless otherwise needed. Ask for specifically, it is not required. Then my friend was asking me, it looks like you got a lot of takeaways from this session. So one thing is that you need conviction finally to implement. Otherwise it is only reading. And also the person who is teaching us should become a role model and he should impress us like. So, okay, 2 days back, we were standing near Murugan temple. Somehow the priest was here, the key was not there. So Swamiji came, so we were not knowing what to do. Then Swamiji started walking towards to collect the key. Then I went behind and I said, Swamiji, I'll go and collect it. Do you know where it is? So he can always tell us, see, you go there and collect it and come. For example, I'm saying there are so many things. So that simplicity, clarity, whatever we got. Because see, I'm not from a background of, like many of you, with your Sanskrit knowledge or family continuation. And very first day, Swami was clarifying, it is a vision what you have to pick up. So this way it was very good. So I'm, okay, if I have picked up so much and many of you should have picked up much more, because you are into that for a long time. Then my friend was asking, so when are we going to the next retreat? I said, look, first I'll go and completely practice it. Okay, if I'm reaching some level, then I'll go for the next retreat. That also Swami was saying. See, I have my hobby is reading. I keep on reading. I should have read more than some 1,500 books. So I was only wondering how to get away from this madness. Then when Swamiji talked about outgrow, then I have written, hereafter I will not buy any books. Whatever book I have, some books I will take, review it, whatever it is. So that way, whatever I have studied for so many years in so many institutions, that I have studied for my material requirement and family commitment. Now I have studied for myself in such a short duration. The way Swamiji had imparted the inputs to me is something very great. I just thought I'll share this with all of you. Thank you very much. Pranam Swami.
Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Gurureva gatihi, gurumeva bhaje, gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave. Na gurof paramam shishurasmi guroho, matirasti gurau mama pahi guro. This is a humble attempt from my side. I've written my experiences, my first sojourn at ashram in a sort of a poetry, and I dedicate this to Swamiji. My sojourn at ashram, a place so serene and divine, nothing but nature in all pristine. Nature blankets the buildings and greens caressing in all springs. Chirping birds are your nature's alarm clocks. Temple bells chime, and it's time to pray for all walks. The spiritual deer sparks for a second, and enchanting demure peacocks are beauty beyond. No buzzing mobiles or bustling lives. Silence in ample is a rare commodity at all times. Delicious sattvic food to satiate our taste buds, and food for soul to enliven our dried lives. Guided meditation taught us a lot in contemplation. Amrita Bindu Upanishad was not a Bindu, it was a Vedanta Sindhu. Swarupanusandhana Ashtakam, Shankara's 8 verses were Vedanta in infinity because 8 symbolizes infinity. Soothing Shanti's bhajans re-energized a long, tiring day. Got to know that desire, karma was undesirable, which would surely leave you out of calm, which is irreversible. As a child, I knew talking was always encouraged more. But as I step into Vedanta, Vedanta taught me silence is what you need in galore. As I take a knowledge, road untrodden, Swamiji's insightful preachings brightens the path. Adding to his brilliant quick wit, search for Brahman is truly now our grit. Eyes and ears wait earnestly for Swamiji's darshan and lectures. As an ardent lover of Vedanta, no wonder his speeches leave me speechless. A week-long stay never knew how time flew away. Heart earns silently for yet another longer stay. As I paint my canvas of life with new shades of Vedanta, a new perspective of life triggers from deep within, a journey to be taken all alone and long. Nothing and nothing. I need my Guru to steer my life all along. धन्यवाद धन्यवादः सर्वेभ्यः.
Swamiji Pranam. I'm Falguni Bansal. Me and my friend Alpa, we started the journey together in 2017. Alpa's parents were in with connection with Swamiji and Pujya Swami Dayanand Saraswati ji. But we have been school friends, and I'm from Bhakti Marg. I'm from Vrindavan. My Bhakti Bhumi is Vrindavan. My Karm Bhumi is Bombay. My Janam Bhumi is Baroda. And she would tell me, my parents have been going to Rishikesh for a retreat, let's go, let's go. So I said, you know what, Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta is quantum physics taught in Chinese language. It's a no, 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 no. And my Guruji would always tell me, कि अगर तुमको भक्ति और वेदांता का समन्वय मिल जाएगा तो तुम्हारी जिंदगी में और मस्ती आएगी. So the base was created, एक रास्ता बनाया गया था मेरे माता पिता की तरफ से, because my family has this background of bhakti. Then I got married in a family which has that. But bhakti, just like what I would say, just a ritualistic, not the spiritual form. And I was looking something, it was there maybe some sanskara. And I found my guru. मेरे गुरु मेरे सामने प्रकट हुए. I did not have to find him. The same way, the Swami in Baroda, he just came in front of me. And my journey started from there. In 2017, when I went for the lectures, before that in Bombay, Partha Sarthi is there, Sunanda ji is there, Dr. Jayara was there, but I found them very exclusive. I'm sorry to say that. I couldn't be inclusive. And I found them, sorry to say this, but too dry. Like I couldn't imbibe the knowledge from there. Then I went to Swamiji in Baroda, and I said, you know what? Instead of he accepting me, I should first be able to accept him as my guru. And it was like, he was all smile, and he just took me with him. And from that, my journey started. And forgiving and let go is one of the biggest thing, my hurdle. It was one of my biggest hurdle, how to let go and forgive. So my guru was teaching me all this. I was like, okay, no, my Guruji is just telling me, वो तो संन्यास है तो बोल रहे हैं, उनके लिए बड़ा आसान है बोलना. Then when I went with Swamiji, he also said the same thing. I said, two people are saying the same thing. Falguni, work on it, work on it. And I like to write, read, listen to music. So मैंने उस पर कुछ लिखा है, हिंदी में है, आप लोग. And मैं मोदी जी की प्रेमी हूँ, भक्त हूँ. तो मैंने मेरी जो कहानी है, उस पर चाय पे चर्चा. कुछ दोस्तों के साथ मजाक हो रहा था, और अचानक एक दोस्त ने पूछा कि अगर यमराज तुम्हें लेने आ जाए तो तुम क्या करोगी? अगर यमराज तुम्हें लेने आ जाएगा तो तुम क्या करोगी? मेरा जवाब, हंसते हुए मैंने भी कहा, पूछूंगी यमराज से, तुम्हें इतनी जल्दी फुर्सत कैसे मिल गई? तुम्हें इतनी जल्दी फुर्सत कैसे मिल गई? कहाँ थे अभी तक? अब यार तुम आ ही गए हो तो बैठो आराम से. बहुत दूर से आए हो और बहुत दूर जाना भी तो है. मेरे ड्राइंग रूम में आराम से उन्हें बिठाऊंगी, पानी पिलाऊंगी, और फिर निर्मला इज अ कुक एट माई होम. सो निर्मल को आवाज़ देकर बोलूँगी, निर्मल चाय बनाओ इनके लिए, और शायद चाय में, नाउ आई एम फ्रॉम वृंदावन, सो वृंदावन के लोग भांग बहुत खाते हैं, राइट? और शायद चाय में भांग मिलाकर यमराज को बेहोशी के आलम में डाल दूंगी. ऐसा करके थोड़ा वक्त और पालूंगी. थोड़ा वक्त और पालूंगी। लेकिन क्यों और किसके लिए? लेकिन क्यों और किसके लिए? वक्त थोड़ा पा भी लिया तो कहाँ अपनी ख्वाहिश? वक्त थोड़ा पा भी लिया तो कहाँ अपनी ख्वाहिश जो अनगिनत है पूरी हो पाएंगी? कहाँ अपनी ख्वाहिश जो अनगिनत है पूरी हो पाएंगी? लेकिन फिर भी चाय में भांग तो ज़रूर मिलाऊंगी ही। लेकिन फिर भी चाय में भांग ज़रूर मिलाऊंगी और निहारूंगी अपने उस दोस्त को, मौत को, यमराज को कैसे होती है। और निहारूंगी अपने दोस्त को, यमराज को, कि मौत कैसे होती है, डरावनी या खूबसूरत, डरावनी या खूबसूरत। रुखसती, रुखसती मीन्स विदाई। आई होप यू आर गेटिंग इट। रुखसती, विदाई में दर्द होता भी है और खुशी भी। रुखसती, दर्द, और विदाई में दर्द भी होता है और खुशी भी। फिर ख्याल आएगा, अरे मैं तो अपने बिछड़े पिया से, फिर ख्याल आएगा कि अरे मैं तो अपने बिछड़े पिया से, यार से ही तो मिलने जा रही हूँ। और फिर ख्याल आएगा, अरे मैं अपने पिछड़े पिया से, यार से ही तो मिलने जा रही हूँ। और जो जाने से पहले, और जाने से पहले जो वक्त मैंने अपने हिस्से में यमराज को भांग पिलाकर पाया है, उससे अपने इन सब रिश्तों से माफ़ी मांग लूँगी। और इन सब रिश्तों से माफ़ी मांगकर कि जाने से पहले आप सब मुझे माफ़ करें, कि जाने से पहले आप सब मुझे माफ़ करें और मैं भी आपको माफ़ करती हूँ। और जाने से पहले आप सब मुझे माफ़ करें और मैं भी आपको माफ़ करती हूँ। और शुक्रान कह के, और शुक्रान कह के एक खूबसूरत लाल साड़ी, 4 कंधों पे अपनी डोली में बैठकर अपने सफ़र के लिए तैयार, चाय में भांग पिलाकर मौत की खूबसूरती को निहारूंगी।
Hari Om. So I will take this opportunity to express my gratitude for Swamiji, you and the ashram for conducting this camp. So there are two things I expect out of a retreat, and I thankfully I received them. Is it okay? So the first thing being, it's always I get a chance to spend time with myself. So that's what I look forward for. And the second thing being, I think once we come to this knowledge, we all know that we are our true identity, right? We are Sachidananda Swarupam. But in life, what happens is that there is a lot of forgetfulness which comes of the true identity. So I take the opportunity in the retreat to recollect more of my true identity, so that my pseudo identity is behind the scenes. So those two I received, and I'm grateful for that. And a couple of words about you, Swamiji. I really love your examples with humor. So I think if I can use an example to explain your examples. So usually with rice, I like to take some salads. So just very simple, cucumbers and carrot. And I like to take it raw. I don't put any seasoning or anything. But my wife hates it. She doesn't like that way, the raw taste. So if I save something for her, it's a very high chance that she will not have it and she will, give it to waste. So what I do, I'll put some lemon juice and salt and pepper, and she loves it. She'll say, super arka, she'll say. Excellent, she'll say. So your examples are like, that lemon or salt and pepper. Or sorry, Samji, for the dry subject. It's not dry, but I know, teachers usually do not like us saying that. But it's Aspashama Rubam, so, one thing. And second thing, I want to point out that, Swamiji, you are very, very compassionate. Because I think that whenever you always made sure that we have enough mental comfort here. If I can quote some examples, like when you said about guilt, right? This is the first time I'm hearing that we can have a positive look at guilt. So, and when you also talked about the problem of unconscious, I think you made sure that it is okay, that everyone has it and it's okay to have it. So personally, I feel that when you give us that mental comfort, I can connect with you for the knowledge. When you impart the knowledge, I can connect with you. There is a peace of mind. There is no anxiety or fear in the back of the mind. Will I do something wrong? Will I do something wrong? And that helps the knowledge to work on me. So I'm really grateful that you are so compassionate to us. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank all of them who also gave us a physical comfort here in the ashram. That for the rooms, food. I think the rooms if I can use a phrase to describe it, will be sweet and simple. The simplicity has a beauty, right? So when I first opened the door, the first thing was wow, because it was very neat, and whatever we needed was there. Like, the bed sheets, blankets, towels, a small Chandrika soap, and enough shelf space. Everything was there. It was very neat. So I want to thank whoever has worked for that. And also when we came in, I think the welcome kit or the learning kit was all ready. So the Upanishad and the Stotram, right? It was all, I think it was printed out and then stapled, and it was kept nicely in a file with pen and notepad. So I also want to thank whoever did that to make our life, here comfortable. That's all. Thank you, sir. Hari Om.
Namaste, everybody. This is my first retreat. I have never been to any retreat so far. And when my wife told me to come in, I was also a bit apprehensive about how am I going to be spending these 8 days. But I must admit that these just passed by, and I must really thank everybody here, including the Swamiji, that there is a direction now that I have, that I can pursue this line. I'm quite a novice in that, and many things that Swamiji told me passed above me. I must admit that. But there were a few things that really stuck with me. One was, he gave a very, very simple way of handling guilt. I'm sure most of us actually struggle a lot in handling guilt in our life. But the way he explained how to handle guilt, I think it was the simplest somebody has explained to me. I'm very thankful for that. There are also small quotes that he had given which has stuck with me. One is, binding desires are those which create disturbances if not fulfilled. So, at least there is a rationale on what are the binding desires and what are not the binding desires. This was something that I learned. And another point what he told was, many times you reject opportunities without even understanding what they are. I'm sure a lot of us do this in our life, and this is something that I learned to be conscious of when I go further. And another point was, chasing fulfillment and happiness outside is futile. A very profound statement. Made me think a lot about it. Another one simple thing he said, that yours is yours and what is not available for you is not yours. Very profound. You can extend that to any level in your life, and this is something that I'm going to be remembering whenever, I'm in worry. And the last point that he told today was, destination is more important than means. Again, very, very important, profound statement. These are certain key takeaways that I'm taking from this retreat, and I'm sure I'll be doing more of this. Thank you very much for enabling me. Thank you so much.
Om Swamiji, thank you so much, Swamiji, for giving us an opportunity to come here. And, without your blessing, we wouldn't have had this, have gained this knowledge, which is so profound, and you made us understand that, we are Brahman, and you made us stay with this forever. We will definitely be following all your instructions, and I'm sure this will be my, it's a real awakening for me, Swamiji, this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Swamiji. Swamiji, what I took away, almost all Annas and Akkas, whoever spoke, everybody told. But what I impressed me about you, and I wanted to share. First thing, that sweet smile on your face, it will keep, it will keep coming to us forever. Whenever we think of you, we can see your beautiful smile. And number two, the thing that made me feel wow was you have never spoken even one negative word so far. Even while meditating, you said success and you said otherwise. You never used the word, we have to imbibe that. And Swamiji has never, he said good, but he never used the word bad, the very first class that we came. So I guess, Swamiji, that positivity in every action, we will follow it with you, from you, Swamiji. It's a great takeaway. And many of us, all Annas, have already told. So I was just having so many things to say, but since they've already spoken, I don't want to bore you. But Swamiji, we will be in order. I will be in order, definitely. And the meditation was divine. Divine was literally the word. We had no words to express our gratitude to you. Dhanyoham, Swamiji. Dhanyoham. Thank you.
Hari Om, I am Kalyan Sundaram. I do what I call it as a swan song of this session. Okay. It is Thanksgiving. Pranams to Pujya Mahaswamiji and Swami Sadananda Saraswati on behalf of all of you. Personally, I wanted to visit Gurukulam, which I had done about 12 years ago with my Guru Swami Siddhatmananda from Bangalore. Also, the topic Amrita Bindu Upanishad was not heard earlier by me. We have attended a number of camps and other things. So, the name of Upanishad is Bindu, but Swamiji talk and explanation are like a shower. There is no Bindu, it is only showers. Swamiji explained so lucidly a number of anecdotes, which I am sure all of you have already explained so many examples, will agree, and that will make us remember the real content of the subject, Upanishad, as we remember his jokes and anecdotes. The number of questions asked in QA sessions is an indication of the interest he has generated with us. Now, coming to Gurukulam, I find this Gurukulam has got some changes in the facilities, but we get the same excellent food and untiring assistant of all staff of the office and other places. Wherever, I'll slightly digress. Somebody was telling Swamiji is always smiling. I remember what Pujya Swamiji says. This is Arsha Vidya Gurukulam is one where no Swamiji is given with a negative name. That is like Nirmala or Abeda, something like that. He once told me that one. And also, he is always smiling because he is Ananda. That is why the name Ananda is given. Okay, that's that apart. We all students consider ourselves blessed to listen to Swamiji in this serene atmosphere without any disturbance, not even a cell phone ringing. Because this is the biggest problem in any session we have. We are doubly blessed to have the opportunity to participate in Guru Purnima Puja, offering our pranam to entire Guru Parampara with the guidance of Swamiji. Because we can attend sessions and camps, but Guru Purnima is a really one which is our opportunity and blessings. Nature was also kind to us, and many enjoy the cool climate of Anaikatti coming from hot places. I think everybody agrees for this one. No objections. Last but not the least is the bhajan session after the QA sessions every night, in which every one of us participated and enjoyed. Thanks to Srimati Shanti, who made it memorable. All good things come to an end, and so is this camp. I am sure that all of us will be leaving Gurukulam with a wish to return for yet another camp like this. Hari Om Swami. Thank you.
Yeah, my special thanks to Shanti and Gurukulam has standing invitation for her. No suggested donation required. And like in TV, they are TRP, no? So whole day, so many programs were there. But when her bhajans for TRP was maximum. Highest TRP. I could see the bloom, no, on the face. Those who are generally serious also started smiling. So I was very happy. So I really thank her. She's a wonderful person and very good singer. I was told to sing one song. So it is not a really song, it is a rhyme-like thing. It is an expression of gratitude to Bhagavan. When a person who has been deprived of self-love and discovers self-love because of the grace of Ishvara. So that person is thanking Bhagavan. Oh Lord, because of your grace, I love myself. So there is some rhyme-like thing is there. So I will sing that. Somebody has told and I said yes. But yesterday I didn't get chance because all big singers were there. So छोटा आदमी का काम नहीं होता है ना. Thanks to thee, I love me, I love me, I love me. Thou lovest me, I love thee, ever growing like a bamboo tree. Thanks to thee, I love me, I love me, I love me. Thou not bindest me, nor I thee, helping me to see I am free. Thanks to thee, I love me, I love me, I love me. Thou lovest all, I love thee, therefore I love all, whoever it be. Thanks to thee, I love me, I love me, I love me. Okay. So now we'll conclude. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमवशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ